Rachel. This video has words from AC. I want to learn makeup from an organization that is accredited by the national organization, and that institution standards and that institution was not accredited. What here accredit means of an official body give authority or sanction to someone who has met the standards. Wait, Shereen. She is an accredited practitioner, medicinal practitioner, which means you give official authorization for someone, typically a journalist or diplomat who is working in the foreign ambassadors, to be in a particular place. No journalist accredited to the UN has ever been expelled. So this is the first meaning of accredit. And second meaning is attribute an action, saying, or quality to. The discovery of distillation is usually accredited to the Arabs, which means you give the credit, you recognize it for the Arabs. Shereen's good characters are usually accredited to my child rearing. Accretion means growth or increase by the gradual accumulation of additional layers or matters. The accretion of sediments in coastal mangroves. Accretion around 10 kilometers in the outer area of moon happened. The city has a historic core surrounded by recent additions. Accrue or accrual is the accumulation or increase of something over a period of time, especially payments or benefits. For example, financial benefits will be accrued soon. And if they say that at December 31 the amount due for the final quarter is accrued, this means making provision for a charge or a salary at the end of a financial period for work that has been done but not yet invoiced. Before closing an accounting period, it is essential to check that provisions are made for accrual, which means it has not been invoiced, but have we charged for the increase in the payment. All debts must be frozen with no further accrual of interest, which means with no further increase on that money. Okay, you know what is an accumulate? Accumulate means you are collecting something, or you're gradually collecting. For example, the accumulation of wealth, or the accumulation of paperwork on her desk, or the toxin accumulated in their bodies, which means got collected or gradually got collected. An accumulator is a person of thing that accumulates in particular, okay? An accumulator of capital, which means he accumulates that a lot. In computing, a register used to contain the results of an arithmetic or logical operator is called an accumulator. And in British, a large rechargeable electric cell is called an accumulator. Shereen, what is the meaning of accurate?
Accurate? It is like exact.
Yeah, and if you say estimate, it is not accurate. Exact is accurate. Shereen, what do you understand when I say accurse?
Accurse? You're getting cursed?
Yeah, basically it's cursing someone, okay? The accursed country or the accursed women, which means you're strongly disliking or at anger, okay? You're expressing your annoyance or irritation. So that is also accursed. Shereen, what do you understand when I say accused person?
Accused person is like a criminal.
But he is not proven guilty yet, right? He's not convicted yet. So basically accuse is like a charge, your accusation or allegation means you're blaming someone without proving their mistake, okay? I was accused by you that I'm showing favorism to Rio, right? And that person was accused for killing his wife's sister. So accuser is someone who's accusing another person. Accusative case is in grammar that includes nouns, pronouns, and adjectives. Accusative. Shereen, what do you understand when I say accustom? For example, I accustom my eyes to the lens, or I am accustoming to this new area, or when baby was born, he is accustoming to the environment of earth. What do you understand?
They're making themselves ready for it.
Yeah, he's getting used to, or he's adapting himself. When I say a motorcycle ace, an ace swimmer I aced my grammar test, or the magazine won an award acing out at rivals, or that sportsman can ace his opponents very easily. Everything means a person who excels at a particular sport or other activity. Very good. Acedia or accedia is a lack of enthusiasm or interest or concern. For example, the widespread acedia or accedia among the students. Basically, acerbic means technically it means tasting sour or bitter, or acerbic is especially of a common style of speaking, sharp, forthright, or it's very harsh. Okay, his acerbic wit means his harsh wit is very sharp. Shereen, what comes in your mind when I say acerbic?
Acerbic. Surgery sounds like sir.
No, it is not a surgery, but it is as cutting as like a surgery. It is a sharp, harsh remark. Shereen, what do you understand when I say there is an ache in my hand, an ache in my heart?
You having something, it's pain in your heart?
No, it is just an emotional experience with painful, intensity and body pain. So it is because of intense sadness or love or compassion.
Yes.
And surprisingly, feel an intense desire for is also called as ache. She ached for his touch long. She ached for this thing to happen for a long time, which means she desired intensely. Do you understand when I say he achieved his ambition? Nothing much to explain about achievement, achievable.
Yes.
Shereen, what do you understand when I say Achilles heel?
Achilles. You're healing somebody?
No, Achilles heel is a weakness in the person or system which might cause them to fall. They have a team with great stars, but a weak defense is their Achilles heel, which means here the weak point is the weak defense. Watching video is your Achilles heel during eating food. Okay, that is your weak point. Shereen, what do you understand when I say chromatic?
Achromatic?
Chrome.
Is it something with colors?
You said Google Chrome,
Yeah.
and suddenly you said yellow color. Achromatic means colorless, without color, which is black and white. Achromatic. Do you know that acid is a chemical substance that is sour tasting liquid, okay? And it dissolves this metal, or even if it is falling on a skin, it will dissolve. There are so many factories that were producing sulfur dioxide or nitrogen oxides that got mixed up with the cloud, and the cloud starting pouring down. This acid is an acid rain. Rather than spraying the water rain, started pouring the acid rain. It happened in some places. You can Google it down. And do you know what is acidulous? Acidulous is being sharp and harsh in the remarks, okay? James was unpopular because of his sarcastic and acidulous remark, which means he is very sharp and harsh, rude. He is an acid person, which means he is a rude, remarking person. Do you know what is acknowledge?
You're acknowledging something?
Not knowledge, you're just showing that one has noticed or recognized by making a gesture accordingly, okay? She refused to acknowledge his presence, which means she did not show any features, facial features to recognize. Interview, if you are sending some application, you will receive a letter confirming the receipt of confirming that. So I received an acknowledgement of my application. It's like a recognition, so that they have achieved seniors. When I say acme, what do you understand?
Acne. It is at the knee. Something is at the knee.
No, it is a point. Knee is at the bottom, but this acme is a point at which something is at its best or most highly developed. Okay, physics is the acme of scientific knowledge. Shereen, what is acne?
Acne. Is it that what Chitti has on her skin?
Yeah, it is a skin condition characterized by red pimples on skin, especially on the face. Shereen, what do you understand when I say the word acolyte?
Acolyte. Is it something like lightener?
It's a person holding a light near a priest. No, it is a person assisting a priest in a religious service, okay? Be a disciple or a supporter or a help. Shereen, what do you understand when I say acoustic?
Acoustic.
Acoustic.
Okay.
It's basically a stick.
Acoustic. You're beating cuckoo with
No,
a
it
stick.
is acoustic is related to the properties of sound, how it propagates through different medium like a metal or water or something. It is very important when you design a building or a room, because if you want to if it is a musical related room, you don't want to disturb others, so you provide a good acoustic wooden paneling so that the music will not propagate. Or you don't mind, you just put up simple glasses. So basically it is very important to determine the traveling of sound. And there is some guitar called acoustic guitar, and acoustic is the short form for acoustic guitar. Karen, do you know the difference between a friend and an acquaint?
Acquaint is bad and friend is maybe good.
No, a friend, you are very aware of him. An acquaint is someone whom you're less aware of or less familiar with, okay? I renewed my acquaintance with Herbert, which means like not Herbert, with acquaintance means I slightly know about him, and he is no more than a business acquaintance, which means I just know him from business. I do not know much about him. That is acquaintance. And the next meaning is make someone familiar with. For example, new staff should be acquainted with fire exit routes. They should be made familiar with. I am very little acquaintance with this language, which means I know very little with this language. When I say acquiesce, what do you understand? You're saying yes, right? But yes, you're accepting something, but unwillingly, without, you are accepting something unwillingly, but without protest. You're not saying no to that, you're accepting it, but without interest, or you're unwillingly accepting it, is called acquiesce. So Shereen knew that she has to acquiesce to my demand. So Sarah acquiesced in his decision, which all means they accepted it, but without protest, but unwillingly. I am in such an acquiescent mood. So if you ask me something, I wouldn't deny, but unwillingly I will accept it. Shereen agreed to my demand in silent acquiescence, which means she did not protest, but she accepted it unwillingly. Acquiescence. Okay, I'll tell you 3 sentences and tell me what you understand from the word acquire, okay? He acquired a reputation of being honest, and I managed to acquire all the books I needed. I have acquired a taste for pizza. What do you understand? Yes, acquire means I'm getting, I obtained, okay? So acquire, I have acquired a taste for pizza, which means I got a taste for pizza. I developed a skill or habit or quality, or basically your reputation you're earning, or you're earning something, objects or property, everything is considered as acquire. When I say material acquisition, it means buying an object or assets or properties. When I say the acquisition of management skills, it's like you're learning or developing a skill. And acquisitiveness means you are greedy. If they say she is an acquisitive person, which means you're like excess interest in acquiring money or material things. Acquisitiveness means greedy. When I say acquittal or acquit, what do you understand? You're quitting something. Yes, you're quitting, you're forgiving something, because acquittal is free someone from a criminal charge by a verdict of not guilty. The trial ended up in an acquittal, which means the trial forgived something. She was acquitted on all counts. The trial ended up in an acquittal. But when I say acquit oneself, it means behave. The goalkeeper acquitted himself well. Here, acquit himself. So he behaved well. The goalkeeper acquitted himself well. The goalkeeper behaved well. Which here, acquitted himself means conduct oneself or perform in a specified way, in a good way. Shereen, what do you understand when I say acre?
I think it's like
It's a unit of land area equal to 4,840 square yards, okay?
Okay.
For example, his farm is of 1,000 acres, okay? But informally, you don't have to say, you can say for anything which is a very large extent or amount of something, okay, there is acres of space in that area, you can say. And when you say acreage, it doesn't mean that the land should be measured in acre, okay. It can be any area of land. Typically it should be used for agricultural processes, but you don't have to measure it in acres. But still you can say it is a 35% increase in net acreage, okay. Basically it's just a agricultural purpose land. When I say acrid, what do you understand? Acrid.
Accurate, maybe.
Not accurate, it's acrid. Acrid means unpleasantly bitter or very harsh, okay. For example, you can say that is an acrid smoke, which means it's very unpleasant, bitter. Or she's so acrid in her remarks, which means she is so irritating or harsh, rude. When I say acrimony, you could relate it to money, but it is acrimony. But money always results in anger and bitter feeling, because acrimony is typically of speech or discussion angry and bitter. An acrimonious dispute about wage, or it could be the meeting dissolved into acrimony. Here acrimony means bitter or ill feeling, basically bitterness or angry. Or we have all heard Acrobat Reader in computer. I thought it was a name just given for a kind of application, but acrobat has a meaning. Acrobat is an entertainer who performs spectacular gymnastic feats, and acrobatics is gymnastic skills. And maybe the Acrobat Reader is as efficient as a gymnastic skill in reading and retrieving the data. We know that abbreviation is shortening a big sentence, shortening a big word, but acronym is an abbreviation formed from the initial letters of other words and pronounced as a word. For example, NASA is formed by taking the first letters of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. When I say acrophobia, it's related to agriculture, but agriculture is horizontal, but acrophobia means it's vertical because it is extreme fear of heights. Ant is an insect, but entomology is study of insects, and entomophobia is fear of insects, extreme fear of insects. I say entomology, but everything starts with E for elephant.
Shereen, when I say across, what do you understand?
Maybe.
Okay, it is from one side to other. Okay, I ran across the street. They lived across the river. Okay, but so when I say it's some 30 meters across, it means it's used with an expression of measurement. All right, across comes with a measurement, and also in the crossword it is referring to the answer which reads horizontally. Horizontally, it's sometimes across. 19 across.
Acting is it's just like you're pretending, or it is the children act, or it's a rule passed by government, or it is an acting supervisor, which means he's temporarily doing the duties. The word action is so simple, there's no need for explanation. It's like a civil action for damage. His actions are frequently questioned. The military actions, or the actions set in the country, which means it is the setting. The director say light camera action. Activate is also like turning on. The fumes turned on the fire alarm. The fumes activated the fire alarm. I was dull and the ice cream activated my brain. It turned on my brain. Activator is something that helps in activating. Activator. Active also has so many meanings, like the tigers are active during day, the nocturnal animals are active during night, and her active mind, the active volcano. And it could be they enjoyed an active social life. Active in grammar means I love you is active, she was loved by him is passive, and they're active ingredients in chemical reaction. So these are active meaning. The factory was active until 1996. Activist is a person who campaigns for some kind of social change, someone who's actively involved in a protest or a political or social cause can be called as an activist. When you participate in a march protesting the closing of a neighborhood library, you are an activist. And you can follow an activism in your day-to-day life. For example, if you can follow social activism by refusing to buy from a company that is exploiting our country. Activity is like a recreational pursuit or pastime. Sports activities, marketing activities, or it could be a room was full of activity. And we know actor, actress, the protagonist, male, and the female lead. And we all know actual means existing now, the current, original. Actuality, you're seeing everything inside out. Reality is looking from the outside in. When I say he had actualized his dreams, he had made a reality of his dreams. Actualized it, made it real. What do you understand when I say actuary? Actuary.
Actually, this thing happened.
Oh, not actually. Okay, it sounds like actually. See, when there is a difference, when something has happened and we have to go to that part of the time and imagine what has happened, that actually differs, right? Actually is a person who compiles and analyzes statistics and use them to calculate insurance risks and premiums. Like insurance where they pay money and lately something has happened and this person goes and analyze that has happened in the past. Actuarial is relating to actuaries or their work of compiling and analyzing statistics to calculate insurance risks and premium. An actuarial consulting firm. What is actuate? Actuate is just like activate. For example, the pendulum actuates an electrical switch, which means it gets activated, and the defendants were actuated by the police. Here the actuate is activated, that is like motivated. When I say acuity, it sounds like cute, right? But it is the keenness of thoughtness or hearing or listening, or basically you're being very sharp and keen in your thought process or your hearing or listening abilities. So intellectual acuity, which means your mental power, sharpness. Wait. When I say acumen, what do you understand?
Is it related to men?
Yeah, maybe men are very very clever, because acumen means you're clever, or because ability to make good judgment and take quick decisions. He hides his business acumen. Maybe it's cleverness. Acupressure or acupressurist. Acupressure is a form of alternative therapy in which manual pressure is used to stimulate specific points on the body. Acupuncture is also a therapy in which fine needles are inserted in the skin at the specific points of the body. It is used in the treatment of various physical and mental conditions. In an angle, that is a distance between the two planes, is angle. If it is an acute angle, it is less than 90 degree. It is an obtuse angle, it is more than 90 degree. But in reality, if you say acute, she has got an acute sense of smell, which means she has got a severe or she has got a keen sense of smell. Acute appendicitis means it's very severe. It's a very acute accent, acute disease, which acute febrile means very severe fever. Acute accent means very strong accent. So acute is very severe. You know what is a cyclic? It repeats the same thing, repeats in a cycle. But acyclic means it doesn't repeats in a cycle. For example, it's not forming a part of a cycle. Okay, in chemistry also, of a compound or molecule containing no rings of atoms, simple acyclic alkenes. And in the women, if the menstrual cycle is not cyclic, not proper, we call them as acyclic patients. Acyclic menstrual patient, patient. A menstrual acyclic menstruation.